What's going on, guys? Tech here, back again. And I wanted to do something a little bit different with this video because with how fast technology is evolving every single day, it's becoming increasingly difficult to safeguard yourself and your personal information. So for this video, I wanted to go over 6 tips for you guys to lock down you guys' iPhones and make them as protected as possible. Let's get into it. But before we get to the video, if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and leave a like down below if you guys use a 4-digit passcode, and subscribe if you guys use a 6-digit passcode. And that's actually where we're going to get to the first tip today. Use a 6-digit passcode instead of a 4-digit passcode. Using a 6-digit passcode really doesn't make it harder to guess your passcode, but it does make it harder to actually go through all the numerous number combinations, because with a 4-digit passcode, there are 10,000 possible combinations. With a 6-digit passcode, there are 10 million possible combinations. So it just makes it a little bit harder for them to guess your passcode. With your passcode being 6 digits, it can be a little bit harder to actually look over someone's shoulder for that longer period of time so you can actually get access to their passcode, because your iPhone's passcode is the first layer of protection that you have against criminals and thieves. So use a 6-digit passcode rather than a 4-digit passcode. And if you guys are one of those people that don't use a passcode on your phone, make one immediately. Now for tips 2 through 6, I'm actually going to provide you guys with a screen recording so you guys can follow along with me in real time. Now, step number 2 is create an account recovery key. What is an account recovery key? An account recovery key is a 28-character code that's generated by you from your iPhone so that you can regain access to your Apple ID and your iCloud data if you ever lose stuff like your passcode or your Apple ID password. Now what you guys are going to do is that you guys are going to go to settings and go to the top of the settings tab where your Apple ID profile is. You're going to scroll down and tap on iCloud and scroll all the way down until you see advanced data protection. You're going to tap on that, and at the bottom you guys should see a tab at the bottom that says account recovery. You're going to go ahead and create an account recovery key for yourself and your iCloud account, because this will come in handy if you guys ever lose access to your passcode or your password, so you can always have something to regain access to your Apple ID account. But do not save your iCloud account recovery key to your phone. Do not save that account recovery key to your iPhone. Write down that account recovery key and keep it somewhere else. When used in tandem with another tip that I'm going to give you guys in a second, having this account recovery key can be the difference between getting back into your iCloud and not. Step number 3 is something that you guys can set up if you guys have someone in your life that you feel you can trust enough with this information or this role. But step number 3, set up an account recovery contact. This contact that you guys choose will be able to generate a code from their iPhone so that you can regain access to your iCloud information if you ever lose your iCloud passcode or your password. This is not the same as your account recovery key. It can be another way of helping you get in and another way of providing security for you and your Apple ID. In order to set an account recovery contact, you're going to go back into the account recovery tab that you guys were just in and add an account recovery contact for yourself. But make sure this is someone that you trust, so we don't end up in one of those situations where, you got a petty ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend that doesn't want to help you get back into your iCloud account or something like that. Make sure it's someone that you trust. I wasn't even going to put having a trusted mother or a father, because sometimes it can just be different with other people's circumstances. Just make sure it's a trusted individual, guys. Steps 4 through 6 are perhaps the most important steps that you guys are going to follow here for me. Step number 4, set a screen time passcode. What is screen time? Screen time is a way of analyzing how long you use your apps, how much you use your apps, and restricting stuff like apps and websites from being logged in and used on your phones. This is why a lot of parents will use this feature on their iPhones when they give their kids their new phone, so they can go in and restrict what apps and what websites their kids can go on. So if you have any parents watching this video, this is actually a really good way of protecting your children from certain things on your phones that you just don't want them to use. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to focus on how this setting can help you guys. So what you guys are going to do Go back to the home screen of the settings menu and scroll until you guys see screen time. It should be in the second cluster of settings subheadings for you guys. What you guys are gonna do is that you guys are gonna go to lock screen time settings. This is also very important. It's gonna have you set up a screen time passcode for yourself, but do not use the same passcode that you guys use to unlock your iPhone, because if your iPhone gets stolen and they know your passcode, this is going to be the same, or this is going to be the first passcode that they pick if you guys have already got this set up. So do not use the same passcode for your screen time as you use to unlock your iPhone. Once you guys have keyed in your screen time passcode, it will prompt you to put in your Apple ID password and email. But if you guys know that information, go ahead and put that right in, and it will establish a screen time passcode for your iPhone. Now, steps 5 and 6 are perhaps the most important tips that I can give you guys in this video. Once you guys have established your screen time passcode, go into content, privacy, and restrictions, scroll all the way down until you see passcode changes and account changes. Tip number 5 is toggling password changes to do not allow. Once you guys are in the screen time settings, go to content, privacy, and restrictions, go to passcode changes, put in your screen time passcode, and toggle this to do not allow. Doing this will disable the ability to change your iPhone's passcode once it's already been established. How do you know that works? Well, do me a favor, guys. Go back to the main menu of the settings menu and scroll down to the third cluster of subheadings inside settings. Do you notice anything missing? Your Face ID and passcode setting, which you would normally use to, establish Face ID and passcode, is gone. Which means the only way that someone can actually go in and change your passcode, even you, is to go back into the screen time menu, go back into content, privacy, and restrictions, go to passcode changes, and toggle that to allow. But to do that, what do they need? Your screen time passcode. The final step, or the final tip rather, is probably the most important tip in this video. You're gonna go back into your screen time settings, go to privacy and go to content and privacy restrictions, scroll all the way down until you see account changes. Tip number 6, toggle account changes to don't allow. This is probably the most important tip that I can give you guys in this video. Once you've toggled do not allow or don't allow on account changes, this is the step that criminals use to lock you out completely of your Apple ID. Because once they've established an account key for your account and they have your phone passcode, they can go into screen time, set a passcode for themselves, go into account changes, and toggle that to do not allow so that not even you from your device can actually go in and change your Apple ID information. How do you know this works? If you go back to the main menu of the settings menu and you go all the way back up until you see your iCloud ID tab, your iCloud ID tab should be grayed out. That means no one, not even you, can go into your Apple ID and change stuff like your Apple ID password, turning off Find My iPhone, putting on trusted contacts. No one can do that stuff, not even you, until you go back into screen time, content, privacy, and restrictions, account changes, and toggle that to allow. But what do they need? The screen time passcode. So someone can steal your phone if they want, but guess what? Have fun. You got a really expensive paperweight. Now, I do have to clarify, these tips aren't going to protect you in cases of, stealing money from your bank account, especially if you're one of those people that has your passwords saved to iCloud keychain, because if someone's going to go into those banking apps, if you have Face ID enabled in those banking apps, if you don't have Face ID available, you can just use your passcode to get into those apps, and then they can send money wherever they really want to send it to. But in most cases, or with most banks and financial institutions, they will recoup you for that money lost. The point of this video is to make sure that if you ever lose access to your Apple ID password, your passcode, or even your phone itself, there's still a way to protect you and your Apple ID information, so that once you get your new phone, there is a way to go back into your Apple ID and get all of your information back. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow these 6 steps to make sure that if you're ever unfortunate enough to lose your iPhone or have your iPhone stolen, there's a way to get back all your precious photos, videos, notes, and contacts without having to worry about never having access to that information again. This has been Ty Tech Guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.